Thanksgiving would have to be the food. Even at a young age, just knowing that I was going to be at my grandma's house, it was going to be a big feast.
Just being around my family, parents, grandparents, my sister, laughing and watching football and really just eating until I pass out pretty much.
My favorite thing to eat is green bean casserole.
The stuffing or dressing, whatever people call it, that's one of my dark horses for Thanksgiving.
Not playing last year on Thanksgiving, I think, was definitely a moment of missing out. It was unfortunate, but it just made me embrace that time with my family even more.
Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott's older brother Jace died Thursday. He was 31 years old.
Just be thankful for all the moments that you're blessed with. Cherish the times, cherish the people, and make sure that you're asking your friends and your family if they're in the right mental space, because you could be the help that they need.
I feel like a misconception people have about substance abuse is that you can just stop when you want to. You know, I suffer from the disease of addiction, so it's like you live with that disease and you have to find different ways to live your life that doesn't inflame that disease. It's not just about the willpower to stop. It's much deeper than that.
Anyone struggling with mental health or that doesn't feel themselves, to ask for help is the answer. It's okay to not be okay.
Share what's really on your mind with people that you're with on Thanksgiving Day, and I promise you're gonna feel a little bit freer for doing that.
Good energy. They're gonna be wild today, I already know. Let's go!
My teammates help me day in and day out, whether they know it or not, and I'm very thankful for the way that they make me feel.
Best version of ourselves, let's go.
I feel like it'll be special to play on the holiday and to play against the Cowboys. It's the tradition they have of playing on Thanksgiving.
Let's go!
Happy Thanksgiving. Let's go Raiders.
Go be the best right now. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Let's go, Cowboys.
And here come the Cowboys off that wonderful tease by our own Justin Haley, capturing the vibe of this holiday of acceptance and love and compassion, and of course, gratitude on this great American holiday. The Raiders and the Cowboys coming up here on CBS. And hello, friends. Jim Nantz along with Tony Romo and Tracy Wilson. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you for allowing us in your homes on this special day. Happy Thanksgiving to you, partner, to you, Candace, and all the boys, to Hawk and Rivers and little Jonesy. Great to be with you again on Thanksgiving.
It's all my thank you for having me here with you. This is a big one today, and I want to say thank you for allowing your family over here who's right next to us. You got Courtney and the kids. A special day for all of us.
It's great, and we've got a good game for you too, folks. It's a meaningful game on each side. They have struggled in November. The Raiders have lost 3 in a row. The Cowboys have lost 2 of the last 3, but they've got reasons they both need this game.
It is. It's that time of year. We always talk about football. It's like it really starts after Thanksgiving. It starts on Thanksgiving today. And the Cowboys, they have a chance at that #1 seed. They're right there. They have the ability to get it. But games like this are going to be the reason it actually happens.
And the Raiders, that West division for them, it's still wide open at 5-5. They're still in the picture for sure. Here is Dak Prescott. I mentioned they've struggled here in November. They didn't even score a touchdown last week up at Kansas City. What's been the story with Prescott and the Cowboys and expectations for today?
Well, as the season goes on, teams start to get a little bit of a beat on what you're doing, so the schemes change, and what happens is you got to start to change with it. I think you'll see that develop at the second part of the season.
Meantime, on the other side, well, you got Derek Carr, the other #4 on this field. What a start to the season he had, but this offense has sputtered here lately.
They have, and you know, we're going to talk about it. It's well documented, some of the changes that have taken place, but Derek Carr is playing some really great football at times. They just need to be better on third down, but he has to make special plays for this team to win today.
Raiders and Cowboys coming up, and right now we take you to our public address announcer. Here is Jeff Kowarski.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join us in singing the national anthem. Today's colors are being presented by members of the Salvation Army Honor Guard. Performing today's anthem, our official anthem trumpeter, Freddie Jones.
today without CD Lamb. He did not pass the concussion protocol in time, Tony.
Well, that's going to be a big one, too, because 2 of the last 3 games when they lost Jim, a lot of tight coverage and man-to-man. So we're going to find out very early if they're going to be able to handle it without him.
Now, you ready to rumble, partner? Here is Michael Buffer to get it started.
Ready. The players are ready. Cowboy fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, I'm ready now. And let's send it down to the sideline. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Tracy, to you and David and the boys.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Both of these quarterbacks just so grateful to be out here today playing on Thanksgiving. We spoke with Dak Prescott this week. He talked about having to watch from afar because of that ankle injury last year. Just so appreciative to be back. And Derek Carr, he talked about how he grew up a Cowboys fan watching this game on Thanksgiving Day. Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, and Deion Sanders. He said to have that opportunity is a dream come true. Both of these quarterbacks need a bounce-back performance. We'll see which one could come back out on top, guys.
That's true. Bounce back. That's a good way of looking at it. Both of them slumping of late. The Cowboys will be receiving the kick as the Raiders deferred at the top. And Daniel Carlson has it on the tee, ready to send it down to Tony Pollard.
Black Friday better with Verizon.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
Josh Jacobs easily finds the end zone for the first time all month. 2 things he is absolutely thankful for, that O-line and the touchdown as the Raiders lead Dallas at the half 17-13 as we welcome you back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report, the official 5G network of the NFL. This is 5G built right. Verizon. I'm James Brown. Make no mistake about it. The first half, the theme is what, fellas?
Urgency.
Scared of losing.
Scared of losing. Get you done. Food. Well, let's look at this Cowboy defense. Dan Quinn, we talked about it in the pregame, likes to play man-to-man coverage. That time he comes across the middle. Jordan Lewis tries to undercut. Deshaun Jackson misses. Great throw by Derek Carr for the touchdown. Then Anthony Brown. Man-to-man coverage, has the pass interference. He had 2 on that drive, which led to a touchdown. Then Jordan Lewis gets into the act, has pass interference, but Derek Carr only 8 of 15 in the first half.
Hey, if you're confused, I'm confused because I don't know really what happened on this play. Here comes Derek Carr. He's going to hit Darren Waller. J-Ron Curse is going to force what I think is a fumble. And then I got to tell you, Neal comes over and throws the ball back in bounds. I thought Tony Romo was going to come out of the booth. It was such a great play. And then there was not a replay after that initiated by Coach McCarthy. And the reason for that is because the officials got together. They ruled it an incomplete pass, meaning I think that they talked to the replay booth official who then told them that. And then they told Mike McCarthy that, therefore, he did not throw the replay flag. So I was confused on that play.
Left us all confused here as well. Another theme of today, JB, is Thanksgiving. And speaking of food, when it comes to main dishes, I don't necessarily focus on the turkey. I go for the sides. Now, here's the 2 main dishes in this game, right? We got Derek Carr and Dak Prescott. The Raiders offense, the turkey and the ham, that's Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs. But the side dish, Deshaun Jackson. He comes out, 1 target, 1 catch, big-time touchdown. I say let's go back to him, especially with Darren Waller dealing with that knee. Let's give him some more targets because at 35 years old, my man is still balling out.
The difference in this game, first quarter, Dallas, 5 penalties for 66 yards. Right. Phil, you saw the pass interference calls. And Greg Zuerlein, missed field goal, missed extra point. Right. Therein lies the difference. No turnovers yet, and the ability to finish drives will show up in the second half.
Yeah, you know, we talked, the Las Vegas Raiders really have struggled stopping the run so far this year. They did an excellent job in the first half against this Dallas offensive line and the running backs.
And it is obvious that they are missing CD Lamb and Amari Cooper for the Dallas offense. There's no question about that.
And Tony Pollard is the workhorse of this offense. Let's just call it what it is.
So, Coach, if you were now in there giving a halftime speech, your adjustments in the second half, either way, would be what?
Stay with what you're doing right now. I would still continue to do a little bit of the running game. Listen, you got the matchups, I think, for Dan Quinn. Mix up right now the zone and the man-to-man. You're making it too easy for Derek Carr. He sees man-to-man. They're calling this game tight. I would just mix it up and keep him off balance.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, Dan Quinn did a good job. He was getting beat with man-to-man coverage, so he went to zone, and all immediately we saw Derek Carr hit a few passes. But, Bill, you were just telling me, look, he's mixing it up well. What you got to do against a good quarterback like Derek Carr, moving around, strong arm, can make all the throws.
And Tony Pollard, to me, is the one guy right now I would get the ball into his hands. He's the one guy on that field that gives you a big play opportunity when he gets the ball in it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And here's a little nugget for you with your meal today on Thanksgiving. Deshaun Jackson, 34 TDs of 50 yards or more. The only person that has more, Jerry Rice. How about that stat?
I'm with you, with Tony Pollard. He obviously has the burst, and you can see it when he breaks through that line. Too bad there was a holding call on one of those plays, but he is clearly the #1 running back on that team. I know he doesn't make the most money. I know he's not the most popular guy in terms of name recognition, but he is the best player.
He's just glad to get some rushing attempts. But the big thing, Nate, the Las Vegas Raiders, Darren Waller, I would be surprised if he gets back in the game. That's a big man-to-man guy for them against this Cowboys.
Look for DJ. Derek Carr is going to have to hit him downfield once again.
And I think if you're not going to run the football, start doing the short passing game with Renfro. Because Renfro's the one guy that's in the slot that can get open. It's almost like more of a running game when you're doing that. But I would get back to Josh Jacobs for Derek Carr. Keep that pass rush. Michael Parsons is giving the left tackle a little bit of some trouble right now. So
I'll say this.
I mean,
for Derek Carr, don't go to Trayvon Diggs, all right? He will make you pay.
Close. A couple really close plays there in the first quarter. Trayvon, I thought, was going to have one and take it back for 6. But I will say that both quarterbacks are playing reasonably well.
Yeah.
They're not playing really totally sharp, but this second half, I'm telling you, that to me, it really comes down to whether or not Dak Prescott has the time in the pocket.
Yeah.
And if he does, he should have a good second half.
They're doing a good job. I got to say this. What's impressive, one more time again, watching Micah Parsons. I mean, gosh, he can be a middle linebacker, an outside linebacker, defensive end. And with Colton Miller, he got him outside, then came inside. Something to watch in the second half.
And a game like this right now is you can't flinch, and you got to be focused on every play. The one thing I said, no turnovers yet.
Yeah.
In a game like that becomes a difference. The ability to finish drives, that becomes a big part of what you want to do. So I'm telling you right now, mixing it up, both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, right now is going to be a big key to keeping everybody off balance.
For sure.
And before we leave this, Coach, again, keeping a finger on the pulse of the situation, I'm using a basketball reference with Red Auerbach, but he made the point. You cannot lose the feel of the game. You commented about Coach Quinn, defensive coordinator, making an adjustment.
Yeah, because they're calling the game tight. Early in the game, you got to get a feel for the officials. I used to sit there and say, are you calling the hand check? Well, they were calling the hand check early.
Yeah.
As you can tell, a lot of those officials, they got back in the second quarter, they let them play. So you have to get a feel for the game. That's why I always thought playing a little bit of zone early, get a feel for how the officials are calling the game, and then you adapt accordingly.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Earlier today.
Yeah, earlier today. How about the Bears and the Lions? My Detroit Lions comes down to the final seconds, and it's Cairo Santos with the game-winning field goal, puts the Bears ahead. My line is that Lions still don't have a win. The Bears win this one 16-14.
I mean, how many ways can the Lions lose a game?
A lot of close games.
Hey, I got to say this. Nate's got all these food references. Vita Carey's cornbread did the job, folks.
Almost put us to sleep, baby.
Coming up, some halftime entertainment from country star Luke Holmes after this.
And you wouldn't share.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report, the official 5G network of the NFL. This is 5G built right.
And we welcome you back to Arlington. Yes, the Raiders will receive the second half kickoff with the lead at 17-13. Here's a look at the first half highlight presented by State Farm. And it was a big one. Carr to Jackson, who was able to run the tightrope down the sideline for the 56-yard touchdown. And the Raiders lead it. Again, here at the intermission, about to start the second half. That was not exactly a quick moving first half. And you ready to get this restarted again?
Yep, this is game 2 for us. I mean, I literally, you have a certain energy level and you're like, wow, this is almost like starting another game. We just did a full half of it, but it's been a good half in a lot of ways for both teams, and also a half that feels like the game's going to come down to a turnover, Jim. It's like both these quarterbacks are playing pretty well. It's like who's going to strip fumble, who's going to create that big play. Diggs has done it this year like a lot of guys, but these two guys are playing well, sound football. But it's going to come down to a turnover, a missed field goal, a kick. Oh, Dallas already had one of those.
Yeah, they missed a PAT and a field goal. And you see the
back.
quarterback comparison, very similar numbers for Carr and for Prescott in that first half.
The one thing about a short week coming in, right? Sunday through Thursday, it's hard to put a lot of stuff in on defense. You can't exactly rep a whole bunch of stuff to confuse another team. So you got to do kind of what you are, which is why teams usually can have some efficiency, unless it's an opponent that knows you really well.
Well, I spoke with Mike McCarthy. He said they need to continue to run the football and then take some shots. We saw a lot more of Tony Pollard than Ezekiel Elliott. He said that was by design, the short week, the knee injury. They need him fresh for the fourth quarter. The big question is whether we will see Darren Waller out here. He is not. He remains in the locker room with a bone bruise on that left knee. They do not know if they're going to get him back for this game, Jim.